Hello and welcome back. I'm Phil Spencer, and if you're a student or indeed the parent of one, you won't want to miss today's guide to splitting bills fairly and hopefully avoiding those awful financial fallouts. Top of the list is to sort out your suppliers. As a tenant, you have a legal right to choose your energy provider and the all-important broadband supplier. MoveIQ makes that super easy for you, and there's a link I'm going to put below. Just click on it and you'll be able to find the best broadband for your current property or indeed one that you plan to move into. So don't forget to do that. Typically, the bills you'll need to pay when renting are gas, electricity, broadband, water, contents insurance, and the TV license. However, if your tenancy agreement states bills included, you don't have to worry about gas and electricity. But with most tenancies, this isn't the case. Water, on the other hand, might well be included in the cost of your rent. However, don't assume, always check. While you can change energy supplier, you can't change the water supplier. In most cases, broadband, TV license, and contents insurance will be down to you to find and to pay. Once your suppliers are sorted and you know what bills will be coming your way, it's then time to work out how to make sure everyone pays their fair share. Option 1 is to use a bill splitting app, not to be confused with a bill splitting company, which will charge for the service. And it's often a fair amount too. Apps like Splitwise are a much better option. They let you keep track of shared expenses and balances with housemates, not just for bills, but also essentials like toiletries and household items if you decide to share them. Alternatively, you could assign the responsibility for organising the bills and collecting the money owed to one housemate. It's not for everyone, but it can work well in houses with fewer people. In some shared houses, each tenant is responsible for one bill. For example, one tenant sorts and pays the broadband, the other sorts and pays gas and electric, and so on. Every month, you'll each be responsible for sorting out who owes what and going through that process. It can get a bit confusing if you're sending one housemate a £5 for broadband while they owe you a £10 for gas and electricity. You can see where that might end up. With any of these options, you'll need to rely on everyone having enough money in the bank to cover the cost of the bills. Which I think is perhaps why a joint bank account could work well. Everyone pays a set amount each month into the account, and all the bills are paid from there, through standing order or direct debit. Keep things simple. However, this account will need to be set up in one person's name. And the risk here is if someone falls behind and doesn't make contributions and the bills don't get paid on time, it could affect the credit rating of whoever's name is on that account. So, one to think about. So I guess to some extent, much of that depends on how well you know the people that you're going to be living with. Can they all be trusted, and are they all capable of making the payments on time? Whichever way you decide to split the bills, here are my top tips. 1. Check carefully so you know what's included in your rent and what's not. Tip 2, get everything sorted as soon as possible. You don't want to spend the first few weeks without broadband, for example. Get it sorted up front. Yes, it's worth shopping around for suppliers, but read the small print. Cheap deals sometimes come with hefty installation charges or a longer contract period. Some utility companies try and tie you in for 18 months minimum, but you may not be in your student house that long. And if you leave your contract early, you could be hit with a high early exit fee. Next is to set up direct debits and standing orders so you pay everything on time and put everyone's name on the bills. If one person is responsible for the account, it could potentially harm their credit score if payments were to fall behind. And finally, make sure everyone knows what is being paid, by whom, and when it's due. When it comes to splitting bills, good communication is always your best financial friend. Good luck, everybody. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more essential rental info, and I'll see you next time.